This is a podcast of hope. What's happening? Thanks for listening. I wanted to start a new podcast. This one's talking about aliens. I just opened this Huffington Post weird news aliens article. The title says, Retired Air Force Colonel claims new evidence will blow the lid off Rendlesham UFO sighting. Officer says Air Force encountered some type of superior intelligence that could change size, change shape. Wow. Written by Lee Spiegel, reporter/editor. Alright, so I know the Rendlesham Forest is actually in England, and I know that the guy who claims to talk all about the Rendlesham Forest, there's two key guys, and they've both been featured on numerous UFO TV shows, on Discovery Channel, on History Channel, on A&E. They've been on all of them. This one dude claims to, I don't know if this is the same dude, retired Air Force Colonel claim, Charles Halt. Yeah, okay. Colonel Charles Halt has collected sworn statements from air traffic controllers on duty in 1980 at Bentwaters Air Force Base, which is right outside Rendlesham Forest in the United Kingdom. Says he has new evidence to throw light on one of the most notorious UFO reports in history. Yeah, this is Europe's Roswell, essentially. On December 27th, 1980, unusual lights were seen in Rendlesham Forest. Witnesses said they saw fast-moving objects in the sky. There's a tape recording. Oh, yeah, there's a tape recording of him going out there, and he's just like, oh, I see lights, they're over there. And he goes, weird, and it's really, really weird. It's a very odd recording. He said he also took pictures. This is my memory of it. But the dude, in the recording, I guess the recording, stops. Or someone else is recording. One guy apparently goes up to this light and sees that it's a fucking spaceship the size of like a car hovering there at about the level of a car, but the size of like a triangle, kind of like wedge flying through the air, a big triangle wedge flying through the air. Goes up to it, puts his hand on it, and when he puts his hand on it, he gets like a shit ton of like data in the form of ones and zeros entered into his brain. Before he touched it, he saw like ancient symbols on it. Ancient symbols, kind of like hieroglyphics, he said, kind of like ancient Egyptian, but not. He didn't recognize any of them. So he goes up, he touches it, and then he gets all these numbers, and after the event, he writes all these ones and zeros down in a notebook, and somebody like pre-codes it out. And it's actually a legit message that this dude received from touching this hovering shit. So, was under what he and others experienced in the forest was under intelligent control, is what he claimed. So yeah, this is cool. A new article, this is today, July 21st, that they're talking about aliens. Yesterday, or the day before that, there was an article about how Stephen Hawking is teaming up with a billion-dollar Russian entrepreneur to look for aliens. This guy's worth $1 billion, and he's Russian, and he's teaming up with Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking, to look for aliens. So that is what is also happening. And then there's a new thing. I just saw a tweet from one of my more favorite, not necessarily favorite, but like one of the guys that stick out about UFOs. Dr. Stephen Greer was on the Joe Rogan podcast, how I heard of him. He has one of my favorite UFO documentaries, probably one of the better UFO documentaries, called Sirius, that came out in 2013. I watched it back then, and it was my favorite. It was like a crowdsource. You had to pay $5 to watch it, or find it online. It was a really cool movie with real footage, real recordings, real different out there ideas, essentially, and also a cool soundtrack from Moby. So you got some techno in there too, so I liked that. But that documentary that came out this month, I want to say in July, that documentary that I haven't heard anything about in 2 years, that came out in 2013, just got uploaded to Netflix and was right under recommended for Andrew. It was under Now Trending, and it was also under New Releases. It's called Sirius, Alien documentary. It's a cool documentary. And then Stephen Hawking does this thing. He teams out with a billionaire. And then Stephen Greer, the guy who made the movie, tweeted about Stephen Hawking's idea, and he's like, what did he say? He's like, the aliens are already here. Why are you guys wasting all that money? So it's really, really interesting, and this one's definitely about aliens. And this Rendlesham Forest, there's a picture of it, and it looks just like a hovering oval that's black, but around the edges it's white, so like there's a light behind it, but it's in between all these forest tree trunks, so you can't make it out. You just see a glowing white light, and then there's a black blob, essentially. So you can't really tell. It is really, really interesting, and if you have an open mind, it's fun to think about. I love thinking about it. It's so fun. But yeah, Rendlesham Forest, Stephen Hawking, Sirius documentary. They talk about in Sirius the close encounters they have. Close encounters of the first kind, second kind. Everyone knows close encounters of the third kind. The fourth kind, which is also a scary movie. And then in this movie they talk about close encounters of the fifth kind. So close encounters of the first kind is if you see a UFO, and then it's gone. The second one is if you and somebody else see a UFO. And then the third is if you and somebody else, close encounters of the third kind, or if you and somebody else are actually engaged in a UFO, where they like come and contact you. Close encounters of the third kind is contact. So when they like land on the spaceship on the White House lawn and come out. Close encounters of the fourth kind is when they land and do that, but then they take you away from here. And then close encounter of the fifth kind is what Stephen Greer talks about. And he says it's about instead of them initiating the contact, you initiate it by meditating and thinking that, hey, aliens, I'm here, come down and look at me. Then aliens will pick up on that meditation and come down and look at you. So that's your own human-initiated contact. So that's close encounters of the fifth kind, which is another far out way to think about shit. So I just wanted to share with you guys that new article that was up on Huffington Post Weird News and the weird circumstances following this summer about everything new UFO related. I just saw a video actually the other day that Anonymous posted, and it was just a video of allegedly an alien on top of a fucking like Mexican ghetto roof. It looked like just like a naked dude, but it was cool, and it's cool that I'm always on top of this shit. So I always reason it out, but when you have people prolifically saying it for years, like Stephen Hawking isn't a dumb dude. Stephen Greer spent 20 years doing this, isn't a dumb dude. This Rendlesham Forest shit is Roswell in Europe. So, like, there's not dumb dudes in Europe. There's not dumb dudes in Roswell. There's a fucking military base outside Rendlesham Forest. There's a military base outside Roswell. So they're not dumb. They're military. But it's cool to think about. And there's another one here. Famed physicist shuts down moon landing conspiracy theorists. I know we went to the moon. You don't have to fool me. It is funny that NASA admitted that they recorded over the moon landing tapes, so the tapes of us landing on the most historic thing human man has ever done was recorded over. That's kind of crazy, but I am aware of us being there, going there, recording it, and then re-recording over it. So, we live in a weird world. When you're born in this world, you're born in the freak show. When you're born in America, you're given the front row ticket. Front row seat to the freak show. So, I know that is a far out place to be here in this world. With me now, thanks for spending it with me now in this podcast. I will probably add one more second. Stay tuned. So the second topic I wanted to talk about was the President of the United States. He's actually going on the Daily Show with Jon Stewart tonight, and there's a headline that says Obama promises an executive order to keep Jon Stewart on the Daily Show. I'm a huge fan of the Daily Show. I've been watching it since probably like 2008, 2009. When I was in high school. I'm a huge fan. I used to watch it every fucking day it was on. So 4 days a week, even though it's a daily show. It was my favorite show, and now it's ending. I used to watch it 4 days a week for fucking almost 6-7 years now, and it's ending in 4 weeks. It's a very sad day, but I'm excited to watch the new one tonight with Obama is going to be on there to interview with Jon Stewart. And I know Obama was just actually in prison a few weeks ago as the first time a sitting president, toured a maximum security jail, and he went into the seclusion cells, and was able to see what it was like, but he was able to be like, this is where they sit president and go crazy, which I think is important to see because I just was rewatching this thing about John Oliver, about how many people we have locked up in prisons, and it's far out to think about how many people we have. He said we have more people in prison in America than the entire population of Slovenia, which is a country you've probably never heard of, but it's still a country. We have more people locked up than a whole country combined. That's very, very questionable, worrisome. I don't know. It's a lot of things. And I'm interested to see what he has to say about it. I really like Obama. He's a cool dude. I think you can tell the measure of a president by how and what he does after the presidency. So, like, Jimmy Carter started. He's probably my favorite president. Recent president was because he started Habitat for Humanity after he was president. He was a badass president. George Bush does paintings, and he does self-portraits after presidency. Bill Clinton has started the Clinton Global Initiative after he was president. So we'll see how good of a president Obama was, in my opinion, after he was president, and see what he does after he had the most power in the world. So I just wanted to add that to the little thing. We'll throw presidents in with aliens, and we'll call that a good message. Listen to the Daily Show. Watch the Daily Show. Watch Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Stay informed. Stay in tuned. And keep an eye out to the sky, man. There's aliens up there. You're going to see something, I'll bet. You're totally going to see. If leaves not nothing, you stare at the sky long enough. I stared for like less than an hour the other night. I saw three shooting stars. It was the coolest thing, and they were all different. They weren't like boom, boom, boom. It was like boom. There were three completely different shooting stars. So it was really cool just to watch the stars. I recommend doing that. Listen to political satire. Listen to the Pope, because he's even talking about aliens. Keep your eye to the sky. Listen to this podcast. Thanks for listening. You don't have to listen to it if you already did. Appreciate it. I will keep them coming. Check out These Are My Fish. If you're seeing them, go back and forth over Leap. They're totally spawning. This is a video of them spawning. These are my cool freshwater angelfish spawning. So thanks for listening. Have a good week, and I'll post another vid and podcast for y'all later. No quarter out. Dogs of Doom are howling. More.